Okay, so in this part, I'm going to show you how to use technology to calculate the binomial probability. Okay, so first it's going to be in Google Sheet, and then the second part will be in R. For this exam, the coming exam, I'm pretty sure I'm going to ask you to use technology to calculate the binomial distribution. And doing by hand as well. So pick your favorite, okay, either Google Sheet or R. All right, so let's get started. So what I'm going to do here, I'm just going to confirm the result from what we did by hand here in the slides. So first, I want to confirm the probability of exactly 2 shoppers who actually make a purchase. Right, so here, sample size is 10. Probability of success is 25%. So now the first, for the blue column, I want to find the probability of exactly 2. P of x equal to, the command is binorm this. Binorm this right there. You don't have to type the whole things. It'll come up for you. First, we're going to enter in the number of success, which is 2. Number of trials, this is your sample size, is 10. Right? The probability of success is 25%. Make sure you put it in decimal, 0.25, comma. Cumulative. Now, do we want cumulative? Cumulative mean they're gonna accumulate the value from everything before 2. Well, we don't want that, right? We want exactly 2, so false. We don't want cumulative, not yet. So right there, the probability of exactly 2 shopper will make an online purchase is 0.2816, right? Same thing that we have here. Okay. All right, for the next one, I want to know the probability of selecting at least one shopper, right? At least one shopper. So here is P of X is greater or equal to 1, at least 1. Oops, my parentheses is a little off. So again, binorm this. Oh, I'm going to use the complement rule here like I did on the sheet, on the slide. So 1 subtract P of X equals 0, right? So 1, so here, yeah, before I do the binorm is 1 minus, now binorm is, what's the number of success? Remember is P of X equals 0. So it's going to be 0 for the number of success, right? So 0 there. So 0. Come on, let me put it in. This is 0, comma, number of try is still 10. Probability of success is still 0.25. Cumulative, no, false, right? We don't want cumulative, just X equals 0. Right there, 0.9437. Right, 0.9537 if you round up to 4 decimal places. Exactly what we have. Okay. Next, let's see which one. Now we're gonna go to the left-handed Americans. So sample size is 12. Probability of success is 0.1. I want to know the probability of at most 1 left-handed Americans. At most one. So P of X is less than or equal to 1. So here equal binomial this. The only command we use here is binomial this. If you do in the right hand, the right tail, you subtract from 1 like we did in the yellow column, right? The P of the at least 1 column. But here we do in the left tail. X is less than or equal to 1. We want the left tail probability, right? So number of success is 1, right? Number of try is still 12. Probability of success is probability of success is, was it 0.1, right? And then cumulative, do we want cumulative? Yes, we do, right? We want everything before 1, right? X is less than or equal to 1, so true. Right there, 0.5690, same thing that we have here, right? Now, in the previous video, I mistakenly still remember from the previous problem, that shopping online problem. So I plug in, when I was explaining it, I have a different number down here. If you read the comment below the video, you see that I apologize for it. Yeah, I'm sorry for it. There's no student there to tell me that I was doing wrong things. But basically it's the same thing, right? It's pretty much the same concept. Okay, so next, the last one, and then maybe we move on to R. So last one, we have last one. Keep doing that. Is 20 or fewer left-handed American. Okay, remember this one, we say it's yucky, we don't want to do by hand. Well, you can do it using the technology, right? If you don't want to use the normal approximation, you can use technology. But of course, on the exam, I'm going to ask you both. Also, so let's do both. So 20 or fewer. So 20 or fewer, P of, copy from here, just change the number. P of X is less than or equal to 20. So when you have something that not exactly, like they don't ask you like exactly 2, exactly 3, the cumulative will be true, right? So equal binomial this right here. Number of success is 20. Number of trial is 12. 120. I'm sorry. Now is the sample size is go to 120. Probability of success is 0.1. Okay. Cumulative true, right? We want everything before 20. Right there, 0.9920, right? Now, remember, we didn't do it because we definitely don't want to do by hand, but we did it, we approximated using a normal approximation, right? Because the product of sample size and the probability of success is at least 10, and the product of sample size and the probability of failure is also at least 10, we are allowed to use normal approximation. And then what we have, see what we have here. 0.9925, pretty good, right? Pretty good. Consider back then they don't have technology. They come up with this solution, which means instead of the exact value, exact probability, which is 0.99205 something, we can approximate. And what is the error here? The error here is roughly 0.0005, right? So not bad, not bad. Okay, so that is the using Google Sheet for binomial probability. Again, remember, if they ask for the exact number of success, like this one right here, you gonna put false for your cumulative, right? If they want at most, then you do true. If they want at least, well, 1 subtract something, right? 1 subtract whatever you need to do. So 1 subtract that thing, right? All right, now come to R. Come to R. I was doing some. So here again, I want to know P of X equal to P of X equal to. So there are two. I'm going to show you 2 type of command here. So let me show you the D binom and P norm, right? D binom and P norm. So so here D binom. So then we'll do a question mark D norm. We have that right here. When you do the question mark before the function is basically like, help you to explain what it is. So here is a binomial distribution, right? This function is D for density. So that's the density function, density distribution function. So D binom is the density distribution function. And then the P binorm and the P binorm, question mark before it, and this is the quantile right here, P binomial. It's a quartile function. It's a quartile function. I'll explain how to use those two. Okay, so let's say P of X equal 2. I'm going to use the D binorm. So D binorm right there. X size probability. Don't care about I don't care about the log equal false. We don't have to do that. To ignore that one. So X is what? X is 2, right? Psi, what's my psi? You actually put the size equal thing. Psi is remember the online shopping, right? We're doing the online shopping. Again, I'm just checking the result here. Psi is sample size 10. Probability of success is 25%. Exactly. 2 shopper who actually make a purchase. So psi is 10. Probability of success is 0.25. And command return actually run so 0.2816. Same thing we have, right? Same thing we have. What about the next one? What about at least, was it at least one? At least one. P of at least one. Same problem, the online shopping. So P of X greater or equal to 1. Remember we do the complement rule, right? Complement rule. So that's 1. So 1 minus what? 1 minus P of X equals 0, right? 1 minus P of X equals 0. Well, X equals 0, I'm going to use the D binorm. So D binorm. X will be 0. So psi is the same. Psi equal 10. Probably success is 0.25. You can just copy and paste if you want. Right there, 0.9437. What we have. What the next one? Next one is I believe at most one. At most one. When I do a hash test, I mean I just explaining what I'm doing, just like a title thing. It's not a code. You see that gray out color? It means it's not coding. So X should be capital letter. X is small 1. X is less than or equal to 1. So this is equal to what? This equal to P of X equals 0 plus P of X equal 1, right? And this is the left-hand side. I think it's left-hand side American, right? Yes, it is. The one I made a mistake. All right, so sample size is 12. Probability of success is 0.1. I'm going to show you 2 ways to do this. One way is kind of like we did here. We kind of split it into X equal P of X equals 0 plus P of X equal 1, right? So D binorm X equal, now X here, instead of like, you know, 1, so X here, I'm gonna so at most 1, right? So it's gonna be from 0, 1. So the vector is gonna be 0, 1, right? The vector, that's actually, this is not, yeah, they're gonna take the discrete value. So here be 0 and 1. If I do like 0, 2, be 0, 1, 2, or 0, 4 be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, right? They take the discrete value, but here we want at most 1, so 0, 1. So same thing, side 10 probably is, I'm gonna copy and paste there. Right there, so it gives you two probability, right? 2. Wait, I keep remembering. I keep remembering. It's supposed to be 12 and 0.1. Oh darn, I keep doing it. 12 and 0.1. 12.1. Again, so right there, 0.2824 and then 0.3767, like we have here. Right. 676666. And then you want to add them all up. So this one right here is P of X equals 0. This one right here is P of X equal 1, right? If you want to add it all up, you can do the sum function. And then I'm going to copy that line, paste there, and the sum will be 0.590. 0.590, right? Or Or we can have another one. We can do P. You can do the quantile P by norm. The P by norm. So Q would be what? Q would be 1. Right? Q equal 1. And then same thing, psi is 12, probably is 0.1. So I'm going to copy and paste there. I don't have to type it again. Right there. Just one shot to give it to you. Okay, so what about the last one? The one that 20 or fewer left-handed American, right? So here is P of X is less than or equal to 20. So P of X equals to 20. Let's see. You're gonna do the Q norm. Let's do the Q by norm. Q by. I don't feel like doing D norm and sum it up. Q. You can, right? Just 0 from 0 to 20 is all you have to do. But I'm gonna do the P norm. P by norm. P by norm. Q is Q equal 20. And the same thing, psi 12 probability is 0.1. Copy and paste. Wow, it give you the probability is so large is give you the probability is so large is remember the probability is what 0.99. What's it 0.99 something from right here 0.99. It route up for you. R route up for you. No, it's basically 1, right? Basically 1. I wonder if I can do differently. It won't route it for me. I'm going to do D norm. Sum. And then D norm, D by norm. X equal from 0 to 20. Size 12 probably is 0.1. Copy and paste there. Oh, still 1. Still 1. All right, so R's kind of routed up for you. All right, so that's it. That's it for the technology. I hope it helps. On the exam, will definitely ask you to calculate the binomial probability using hand, which is something easy, like exactly say find the probability of exactly 5, something like that, right? So you have to do by hand. Show me works. If I ask you find probability of X is less than or equal to something that have a long, then you're allowed to use technology. Okay, I will put in this on the exam each question which one you should use the technology, which one you should not. You can always double check with technology, but again, you always show me work, right? All right. So hopefully you enjoy watching the video. Have a wonderful break, and I'll see you again next week. Bye-bye.